It doesn't make any sense to mine the aggregate right now, but there are probably several 100 million tons of aggregate under this annexation property up there. And if you have that zoned for aggregate, then you have a very valuable tool with investment bankers that I can use to build a project like this, where you've got a way to, bankers can look at that as a way that they can get bailed out if your project doesn't work. If we end up building industrial buildings over all of it, that project will be very profitable by itself. And then you have the kind of a situation that you have around all of the major cities in the United States, where buildings are built over the top of very good sand and gravel and limestone and so forth that will never be mined because it has another use on it. To mine this stuff profitably probably would be a 30-year horizon out from today. And if we did this as an industrial project right now, I can do it as a project that I can jump on right now and go through it over the next few years, have a heck of a lot of fun doing it, but I can also take this as a building block in a company. And I very well could end up with a very, very large company and a very profitable company that would stem from what's going on here.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, from what I've heard from Fraser and sort of the general public, there's a tremendous concern about
tremendous concern. Yeah, and people don't want those things around here.
So,
yeah.
Are you in a position, I mean, from the standpoint of financing and stuff like that, people like to know that that's available and it's zoned for that.
Yeah.
Is there a way to zone it and have some form of agreement that says you're never going to do it?
Well, if you say you're never going to do it, you just wiped out the value of the asset. But as a practical matter, Wisconsin's changed the mining laws within the state. And there's a possibility that nobody will be mining anything in the state of Wisconsin again. But if you have the zoning, you have an asset that you can use. You still have to go through a lot of hoops to actually mine it. Right now, it doesn't make any economic sense to mine it. People said, are you going to, oh, you're just doing it to sell material to the interstate system? I've given a letter, and would give a letter to anybody, that I'm not going to sell to the interstate system. I want to use material for anything that we're going to build in that interchange, so that I can save some money there. And within our own development, I'd like to be able to move the material around so that we can do our cut and fills and things we need to do on the property. But I'll agree that we won't sell any off the property. You can get sand and gravel for free right now from Frank Brothers up in Milton, because they go through and you know, they're scalping material for rocks, and they end up with a lot of extra sand, and they've just got that stuff all over their pit. If you'll come down here with a truck from Madison, they'll load it for you for free just to get it out of there.
If the city won't do it under that, if they won't zone appropriately for mining,
yep.
Will the townships?
Townships don't care what I put on it. The townships wanted to get a.
Sorry.
Go ahead if you'd like to.
No,
the township said that they'd like to get a royalty on the property, on the mining, if it went, but they didn't care if we mined it. And as a practical side of it, if you paid a royalty on it, it probably would make it impractical to mine it anyway. You know, profits are made in pennies in the aggregate business.
So you're saying that in no way, shape, or form is your fallback plan to supply sand and gravel to the interstate project?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I'll absolutely guarantee that.
Okay. I think there's a lot of people that think that.
Oh, I know there are.
Yeah.
I know there are.